Well, it's hard to believe football season. We're in the seventh week by the Alabama High School Athletic Association, but they add 7 and 0 and get 8. So this is the 8th game for several schools. So the 8th week we've been doing this.
8th week, and it's hard to believe that here in 3 weeks, well, at the end of 3 weeks, folks be preparing for playoffs, and
this is probably the 8th week we have eaten Domino's pizza.
Man, I tell you, that is one thing when all this is said and done that I will miss. They still haven't renamed that extravaganza. But if you folks will reach out to them, let them know that we need to call it the Dunkling Special or AD Special or something like that. But it's my favorite.
Yep, that would do. All right. Well, we'd like to thank Domino's, but we also want to thank Bill Smith, GMC, Buick, and I always like Pontiacs.
Pontiac's good brand of car.
Also, I look out there and I see right now they have probably the best rebates that they've had all year on their 2500 HD Sierra Denali pickups. But every time I look at a pickup or think of a pickup now, I think about that lady in the parking lot at Walmart who was demonstrating how that tailgate worked. She had one of those that stepped down and all that stuff. But she was showing another lady how that tailgate worked. And you don't see that very often. But anyway, they have some great deals on pickups, on cars as well. The Encore is unbelievably priced. And then the Terrain, Acadia, and Yukon all have great discounts on those, as well as the other Buick automobiles.
You do your Christmas shopping at one spot.
Mm-hmm.
Go in there and get a great deal, and
all right.
Call it Christmas.
Another thing, Target Pest Control. We appreciate Target and the work that they do, and I use Target for my termite inspections and termite bond, but there's some other things.
Yeah, there's other things, and until you brought it to my attention, I didn't realize that. But Target Pest Control, they'll do a pier and boathouse treatment here. We live near the lake, and some folks out there got boat houses and piers and still made out of wood, and they'll come treat those for you.
And they use they don't use what they would use, what we would use.
It is EPA friendly.
Yes.
EPA friendly is the best way to put that. It's not anything that will hurt the fish or the wildlife or any of the foliage, but it will take care of your pest for you. And fungus and mold treatment, they'll do that too, and also mosquito control. Mm-hmm. And here in the South, we understand mosquitoes and the need to control them.
In Alabama, we understand mold and mildew as well.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Absolutely.
Also, we got Citizens Bank, and as I was pointing out last week, I was showing another lady in our office, how Citizens Bank checking account works, and the 3% on the first $15,000 is on a checking account. 3% interest is fantastic. But that's not the only service. They do a good job, and they've just sort of moved into Cullman the last couple of years, but have a lot of good Cullman people working there in the bank as well. But now the air times. What are some of the air times for this? I don't know how to get on some of those things.
Well, our air times are, of course, tonight, and then again Saturday at 1 p.m. and 5 p.m. Sunday you can get us at 12 p.m. and 2 p.m., kind of right there, maybe right before you lay down, take that Sunday afternoon nap.
Okay.
And
right after you get out of church.
And if your team's not playing Sunday and with the NFL, if you have one, you can view us and watch us, or you can pick us up on Wednesday at 7 p.m., Thursday at 9 p.m. We're on Charter Channel 16. We told our young man the wrong channel tonight, Coach.
Yep.
Over at Holly Pond. That has changed. In the past, that was picked up on ACN Channel 80, but now we're on Charter Channel 16. Or you can pick us up online at WCQT TV 27, and that's on Facebook, or you can find us on YouTube, either one.
Okay. Well, all right, we're going to take a quick commercial and come back and give you some scores from tonight's ball games.
With your Citizens Bank and Trust digital wallet, your busy life just got a lot less complicated. As a community bank, we know our customers. They're our neighbors and friends, and we know your banking needs. It's easy to use. Simply hold your phone up to the terminal at checkout. It's right there when you need it. No more searching for your cards. Citizens Bank and Trust. Small bank, big difference. Member FDIC. Third-party fees for data, messaging, and internet may apply.
Of the many forces of nature that threaten our homes, one of the most menacing strikes without warning. Sound or fury. They're termites, and they cause billions in damage homeowners insurance won't cover. Fortunately, Termador protects before termites become a problem. Because there's no forecasting when termites will strike.
Call Target Pest Control for a free termite inspection of your home. We aim to please.
Six-function multi-pro tailgate, available only on the next generation GMC Sierra.
Well, we're coming down toward the end of the season, and our playoff pictures are getting a little less cloudy, but there's still some teams that could really help themselves in the next couple of weeks. But
yeah,
several of them did tonight.
Yeah, we got basically 3 weeks left, and some of them have played themselves into contention. Some of them have slipped a little bit, but we'll give you some scores, and then we'll talk a little later on in the show about standings. But in 2A Region 5, Aliceville tonight up in Southeastern 29-7. Cold Springs with a big win on the road tonight, Coach. We talked about that last week. Mm-hmm. You know, they beat Winston County 20-14.
Very important game for them. Huge
game for them to keep some playoff hopes alive, and especially possibly opportunity to host one. Sulligent tonight, I thought this game, it doesn't surprise me that Sulligent beat Tarrant, but I thought they might do it a little bit more handily. It was 13-0 Sulligent. You know, Sulligent right now, I think their only loss on season has come from Aliceville, I do believe. So we'll talk a little bit about that game going forward, but a little closer than what I anticipated that one being. 2A Region 7, Addison has played themselves back into possibly hosting a playoff, you know, with a big win last week against Colbert County, and this week they continue to win in region play as they up in Tanner 44-25. Colbert County has now dropped 3 in a row as they lose to Red Bay 20-14. Of course, Red Bay the front runner in that particular region. You got Hatton over Tharptown big 51-7, and Sheffield with a bye tonight, and they will host Colbert County next week. Big ball game coming up right there. Yep. Them in Sheffield. 3A Region 5, a little bit of a surprise tonight. A lot of folks favoring Midfield, possibly to upend Fultondale, but Fultondale pulls off a big win tonight, 21-18 over Midfield at Midfield.
And those two are probably going to be the two.
They're going to be 1 and 2. Yeah. They're going to be 1 and 2, unless something drastic were to happen. But right now, that game tonight pretty much was for who's going to be 1, who's going to be 2 in that particular region. Hanceville with a bye week. Holly Pond falls to J.B. Pennington 34-8. You got Locust Fork and Vinemont in I thought it was a track meet there for a while. You know,
It was when you started.
when I stepped on the field to begin the second half, I saw 3 scores in less than 2 minutes.
4 plays.
4 plays, yes, 4 plays and 3 scores. But Vinemont holds on, gets the big win, 42-35 over Locust Fork, and keeps them in playoff contention.
Yeah.
And we'll be talking a little bit with the coach here in a little bit, we hope, if we get him on the phone. But 4A Region 5, Cordova gets in the win column in region play with a win over Curry, 46-20. Fayette County had a week off this week. Little bit of an odd score. Good Hope 17, that's not odd, but Haleville 11. You don't see many football scores where somebody has 11 points.
No.
And Northside continues to win big, the number 4 team in 4A, as they defeat Oak Grove tonight, 40-14. 4A Region 7, that region is going to be interesting all the way down to the finish, I do believe. My prediction for that didn't come true tonight. I really felt like that possibly North Jackson could trip up Priceville, but Priceville managed to come back and get a win there. Danville over DAR last night, 42-33. Fairview tonight over West Morgan, a little closer than what I anticipated, but you know, dealing with homecoming and some distractions, but Fairview able to pull off the win, 35-28. And Randolph, last score I had on them in St. John Paul II, it was 48-13 late into the fourth quarter. 5A Region 7, Corner over Hayden. And you know, Hayden just had a great win last week over Hamilton this week. And you know, kind of unexpected. And of course, we got another unexpected win in that region this week too. But 19-17 over Hayden tonight as Corner improves 4-3. Dora falls to West Point, 28-21. How about this score? Hamilton, who falls to Hayden last week, Hayden falls to Corner this week, and Hamilton now upends Russellville, unbeaten Russellville, 17-0. Jasper struggled a little bit early on. It was close with them in Lawrence County, but they pull away late as number 1 team in 5A, outdistanced Lawrence County 42-20. 6A Region 7, Athens just all over Columbia, 55-6. Cullman and Muscle Shoals playing last night. Muscle Shoals 45, Cullman 0. Hartselle, big win tonight over Decatur, 49-7. You know, that one pretty much is going to wind up being Muscle Shoals and Athens playing for who's going to be 1-2 next week. You know, they're going to host, and then Hartselle and Cullman battling it out next week, so who's going to be 3, who's going to be 4. But
good possibility. There's some huge differences in the scores there. I mean, that's unusual. All right. Right now we got some footage of a couple of ball games. First of all, we got Holly Fun, J.B. Pennington. That you know, J.B. Pennington picked up was this their second win of the year?
It was their second win of the year, first region win of the year.
First region win. Holly Fun, their only win was a region win, right?
Yes.
Okay, this is the start of the ball game. And we have, as you can see, the quarterback, Holly Pun started out really well, just drove the ball right down the field, and then they had a turnover.
Had a turnover, and you know, that's kind of plagued them a little bit this year, and you know, had some good momentum going. Some good
Kyler
runs.
Cheney making a big run there, and you know, I thought we had to leave late in the first quarter there, but you know, so we could get to another one and get some footage. But I thought at the time when we left, I thought Holly Fun was going to be able to come back and get this the way it had looked to start the game. But J.B. Pennington made a couple of big plays. Their first touchdown, I think we're going to see.
Big plays. Should see it here on their first or second offensive possession.
Well, here is the turnover, the fumble right there that was pulled out, and it's, you know, touch and go whether or not he was down before he fumbled or not, but officials They probably got it right there.
Yeah, they ruled that it was live. It was a fumble, and of course, some folks like me, I'm looking through the eye of or lens of a camera, and I see the helmet come off, and,
Yep.
and mistook it for the football. So others may have done the same, but official said that it was a fumble. Wound up not hurting Holly Pond as they hold Pennington on downs and come out and get a second opportunity with the football. There you saw an incomplete pass, but Holly Pond able to run the ball early, and I thought physically they matched up pretty well.
Mm-hmm. They did. They made some good defensive plays as well there. Levi Boatwright carrying the ball. Good stop that time by J.B. Pennington. They seem to be getting a little better. And this is about the time the wheels started to come off.
Yeah, big first down run here for J.B. Pennington, and it's going to set up what we're going to see here in just a moment, where they're going to throw the long ball. I think Holly Pond's going to be in 3 deep coverage. I'm not 100% sure on that, but I thought it was a 4 vertical. You said that 2 receivers forced flags on the outside, but what happened was that puts a lot of pressure on that safety to have to pick and choose what he's going to cover in the middle of the field, and Pennington able to capitalize on that.
Mm-hmm. This might be
This
it right
is it
here.
right here.
Nobody in the middle of the field. And he makes a good, tough run to get into the end zone.
Second, third effort to maintain his balance, get in the end zone. And, of course, that ended the first quarter.
Yeah.
And we left. It was 7-0. And, of course, we got an update while we were at the Fairview game. And I think Pennington had extended that lead to 14-0 at that particular point in time.
All right, but the next game we went to is a Fairview game. We got some footage of that one as well. Coming up right now, and we're going to try to get a hold of Coach Redding. I think he's expecting our call, so maybe we'll be able to get him right here. But as soon as we get here, Fairview carried the ball down the field pretty well right there, but had a penalty that sort of set them back.
Hello?
Hey, Coach Redding.
Yes, sir.
Congratulations. Great win for you tonight.
Thank you so much.
And it was a tough win, wasn't it?
Yes, without a doubt. Very tough win.
Well, I thought their quarterback threw the ball about as well as anybody I've seen.
He threw it really well. He actually, we felt like he was an above-average passer, but I felt like that he was hitting everything on the mark, and I thought his guys were making big plays for him.
Yes, and made some big catches for him, but he also made some good runs. He had good quickness, so he was tough to corral.
He really was. I felt like that even going in, just looking at the film, they're a big pro-style team, and the whole plan was if we could get them out of the pro-style and make them go to the gun, it would be in our favor. And I just felt like he executed at a much higher level than we anticipated from the gun.
All right, y'all had a couple of plays right here. Mason Black, first of all, a little pass out in the flat to him, and he turned it into a big run. Then you throw to Oakley Mulligan, or Thomas, what do you call him?
Yeah, Oakley Mulligan.
Okay, and then he turned in a big run down through there. So Carignan, the score at the time I do believe was 14-7, and then y'all were able to. Here's a big run by Parker Martin, a quarterback, and then Tyvin Ellis carries the ball into the end zone. So
I think our guys ended with about 340-something yards rushing, I think. So I felt like our line did a really good job up front. I felt like, Tyler Simmons and Tyvin Ellis, those guys, they just come to work every week. But I felt like Parker really stepped his game up in our read game, in the read part of our run game, and had a bunch of good carries to really help us out.
Well, y'all did a good job. You held, as best I can remember, I think West Morgan, even though the record doesn't indicate it, but they put up about 30 or more points on everybody they played this season, with the exception of you guys.
Yeah, Coach, you're right. We were worried because we knew they could score, and I think we talked about it last week. They're really systematic. They've got answers for things that you're doing defensively. They do a good job of adjusting as the game goes, and they've been scoring 30-something points, and they've just been in the mix with everybody. And I know the record, like you said, maybe it doesn't show it. You look at the record and think maybe they're a below-average football team, but they're really not. They're just right there on the cusp of their game.
Yes, you're absolutely right. And, able to put some points up that you guys were able to hold them below that average and put more on the board, and that's the name of the game, isn't it?
It really is. And, you kind of get caught up into some things, and I felt like late in the game, in the fourth quarter, I had a bad call, and we called a pass play, and we ended up throwing an interception, but it wasn't on Parker Martin. It was totally on me. The play was there, but it just wasn't the right time. He should have never been put in that situation, and kind of put our backs against the wall, and our defense really had to step up and kind of help us out there. So.
But you got a 7-point win tonight.
Yes, sir.
And that makes next week's game even bigger.
Yeah, you're right. And, we've talked about it, each week just another step. And, we feel like this win, got us in the playoffs. And each step just kind of, just pushed in a better position. So, just one day at a time, 1 week at a time.
There you go.
And we were showing a play right there right before the end of the half. I mean, when they scored and tied it up just before halftime, and with about a minute left, and y'all carried it right down the field, a lot of that had to do with Tyvin Ellis had a big play down your sideline, that put y'all in position to go ahead and be able to get another touchdown before halftime.
It was a huge play by him, and we do 2-minute drill every single Wednesday, and we talk a lot about first downs and out of bounds because the most important thing in that deal is time. And we really preach about getting all you can get and get out of bounds. And I kept looking for him to go out, and he just kept pushing and found ways to get more yards. And it was just a very big play for us to help set up the score before the half.
It was a great play, and
yes,
that may have been the difference in the game as it turned out.
Very well could have been. You're right.
Well, congratulations. Big win for you tonight, which puts you in a pretty good position. You may even be able to get to host a ball game here.
It's possible. I think there's some things lining up that could happen, and but we still got to take care of business.
Yes.
Drop the next two.
You have to do your part.
Well, my prediction went wrong tonight, Coach, and I hadn't even looked at scores, but I told Coach, I said North Jackson is fixing to be at home playing, and they, they're out of the picture after y'all put a whooping on them last week. I said they're going to beat Priceville, and it's going to put a new emphasis on it. But Priceville managed to pull out a 1-point win there late, and just did away with my prediction.
We were really banking on North Jackson to get that done, and but we talked about there's not a lot we can't. We've got zero control on what Priceville does.
That's right.
On what we got, so
you got to take care of what you can take care of.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Well, good luck the rest of the year. Congratulations, big win tonight, and a much-needed win tonight.
And good luck on the road next week, Coach, as you guys travel to Randolph, and hope you guys go up there, have a good week of prep, and go up there and get a big win.
Guys, I appreciate it. Listen, I just want to say I just appreciate you guys, and I always enjoy talking. We love seeing you guys at our games, and it's great talking to guys that's been in the battle and know what it's about, know what it's like, and anyway, you guys just do a lot for our sport. We appreciate it.
Yes,
well,
sir.
Thank you. Appreciate that.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
All right, right now we got a couple of bands coming up, and then after that a commercial break, and then we'll be back in just a few minutes. But get to ease off a little bit. Don't have to listen to us. You can listen to some good music.
Yeah.
At Citizens Bank and Trust, your security is our top priority. Online statements eliminate the risk of your financial information getting lost in the mail. The statement can be viewed online at home or on the go, and you'll receive your statements faster each month. Plus, signing up is easy. At Citizens Bank and Trust, your security is our priority. Citizens Bank and Trust. Small bank, big difference. Member FDIC. Third-party fees for internet messaging and data may apply.
The world's first 6-function multi-pro tailgate, available only on the next generation GMC Sierra.
Of the many forces of nature that threaten our homes, one of the most menacing strikes without warning. Sound or fury. They're termites, and they cause billions in damage homeowners insurance won't cover. Fortunately, Termador protects before termites become a problem. Because there's no forecasting when termites will strike.
Call Target Pest Control for a free termite inspection of your home. We aim to please.
All right, welcome back. We got a little bit of footage now coming up of the a big game between Vinemont and Locust Fork. And if you were there, you know what I'm talking about being a big game. It was exciting.
It was exciting. A lot of points scored, and a bunch of them scored right there in about 3 plays.
Yes. All right, we're right here starting the second half. Coach Robinson is on the phone with us, and you know, they kicked off to you starting the second half. Looks like you ran 2 plays, and on the second play, Dallin Dinkle goes all the way.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Yeah, we just run a little counter. They were stuffing us pretty good on what we normally do on our regular power. But 2 times we ran counter, we had big plays. We ran more than twice, but the 2 of them we had big plays. So.
Yes, and it was, well, as I said, if anybody was there, they saw some fireworks going
fixing
off.
to see right here, you kick off and got a good kick, good high kick, and number 3 for Locust Fork just, boy, when he cut it outside and turned up, he just turned on the jets and managed to score. But you guys, you know, not folks sitting there wondering what's going to happen next. You know, you guys are going to return the favor with your own kickoff return here. So in about 4 plays, 3 scores, and 2 of them in your favor.
And I noticed you also, go ahead.
Go ahead.
I noticed you also had number 55. Is that Curvin?
Yes, sir, Brody Curvin.
Brody Curvin. He had some pretty good runs back there.
He does, and you know he's our kick block on our power play, and he does a really good job with it. And he's been kind of battling some injuries to this point. We're getting pretty healthy, and but you know on their kickoff we had to miss the time. Our contain guy, you know, he forgot that he's actually supposed to contain instead of just say he's supposed to contain. And, he come inside and crossed a few gaps, you know, and left them a hole, and they took advantage of it. And then, of course, we did a good job on the other side when Teague took it, and Teague battled hard tonight. He's just kind of come down with something today. He was battling some, he was throwing up on the sideline and just some sickness, like a illness type deal tonight. So I was proud of him for toughing it out and doing what he did.
Well, he looked real good on that kickoff return. I mean, he cut it up outside and pretty much untouched, and you know, just outran everybody once he got behind them. And Coach, folks don't realize unless you've coached it, just the intricacies of teaching kick coverage. You know, you've got a lane, you've got a responsibility, and if you cross a lane, if you get in somebody else's lane, then it just opens up avenues, and it makes makes it look like that. Well, that guy just cut on the afterburners and outran everybody. Where were they at? And
that's exactly right. That's what happened to us. We, like I said, our contained guy, he crossed about 3 lanes there, and here's the deal. He done it aggressively. He ran over about 3 people doing it, but it wasn't, like you said, it wasn't his responsibility, and that's what it takes, especially on the kickoff stuff.
Yeah, you got to have what they call that lane integrity. You got to stay in your lane.
Right.
And everything gets funneled to where it's supposed to, and you make a play, and then you get to play some defense. But I thought you guys physically just got after it. The little bit of time Coach and I were there, just physical. The curving guy right here. I mean, just twisting, turning, pushing, pile. And you guys just look good from a physical standpoint.
And here's a little reverse, Clark Watley. Got good speed.
Yeah, he does, and if he stays outside right there, I think he scores. We look at we've got by Coach. I know Coach Smith, when you were coaching, they didn't have nothing like this, but we can actually watch the replay of the play as soon as it's over on the sideline.
Okay.
And, we watch that, and man, if he stays outside, Binkle has the guy sealed. If he stays outside, he scores right there, and I can't remember if that may have been one of the drives that we didn't score on in the second half.
Well, when I started coaching, I could watch the replays late Sunday afternoon after I would go to the.
He had to go get the film.
Yeah, I had to go get the film, 16 millimeter.
Yeah. But now, Coach, we record it with a camera and an iPad up top. And the iPad, you got a little network deal, and then shoots it right down the sideline, and we can watch it as soon as the play's over.
So does that mean you get to sleep a little bit later on Saturdays? You don't have to get up and go swap film and all that stuff anymore with this huddle stuff? It's all done online?
Yeah, it's a lot better for coaching now as far as putting miles on your car late at night or early in the morning.
Yep. Mm-hmm. All right, then. Coach, y'all had a big win. You got a big game next week, too. J.B. Pennington got a win tonight at Holly Pond, and, they didn't look too bad, didn't look too shabby at times.
No. If I'd known coaching was getting that easy, me and you might want to come out of retirement.
But I will say this, because we had, we started a different quarterback tonight.
Yes, sir.
And he's a sophomore, Colby Miller.
Yes.
That's I know y'all know that. It's tough on me to make that call. Especially replacing Jack. Jack's done a great job, and he's a senior. But we just felt like Colby gave us a few things offensively that were gonna make it harder to defend us, and he showed that tonight. He had a couple touchdowns, some runs, had some good passes, threw the game-winning pass to his brother Lucas right there at the end of the game with 4 seconds left. So. Just super proud of him and super proud of our offensive line. They work hard and they love this offense, man. They love it. They just kind of get giddy, when we talk about it, because they love getting in there and we kind of put the game on their shoulders and just say let's go, and they love it. So those guys and Colby and Brody Curvin, y'all mentioned, he's our fullback there, H-back. He does a great job when he's running the ball and when he's blocking. So we're super proud, and I'm super proud of the defense. Coach Harris, he made a comment earlier this week that if we had to play a team like that every week, he'd probably just give it up because it's so much work. They do so many different things. It's so many different screens and jailbreak screens and crack screens and bubble screens.
And they do it with good athletes.
That's right. They do it with athletes. So he did a great job, and, just putting the time in that it takes to put together a game plan to give these kids a chance to win. Just super proud of our staff, all of our defensive staff, and offensive staff too, just for doing what they do and putting in the time to give these kids a chance to win. And we needed this win. I'll be honest with you, because we, just with midfield, we got behind and we called back in the game, and then it ended kind of sour. And then Fultondale last week, we felt like we had them on the ropes, and we did until 3.5 minutes to go in the game, and it ended bad. And so I'm just so blessed, and we just thank thank God that he chose to shine on us a little bit tonight and to give these kids a reward for the hard work they've been putting in. So that's a good ball team. They got a good coach. They do a good job.
Well,
Super proud of our guys.
yes, and it is it's a pleasure being able to come up there and watch y'all. You're competitive again, and you're in every ball game, and that really does make a difference in the kids because they know, hey, we've got a chance. We just have to stay with it, and that makes it a lot more pleasure to coach as well.
Yeah, it does.
And Coach, you guys are fun to watch. And me, you guys run the football well. You got a good scheme. Y'all rep your scheme, and you kind of stick with your scheme, and you're just fun to watch.
Yeah, well, I appreciate it. We kind of leaning on some guys as far as, just when we decided to go with this, what we're doing now, I reached out to some guys that Coach Scott, the Good Hope, they'd run this in the past. I reached out to the coaches at Fife. One of them talked to me on the phone for about an hour one night, at 10 o'clock at night, and they sent me game films. So, I reached out to the guy in California that does it. And, so it's just great being able to for one, just call other coaches and have them help, and then just we just kind of sold out to it, and so far it's been more successful than anything we've done at Valmont since I've been here, and it's not what I came in running at Valmont. When I first got here as offensive coordinator and head coach, it's not what we're running. It's a lot different than what we're running, but the kids love it, and we're just going to go with it because it's the kids love it, and it makes our strengths come out, and it makes them more of a strength. So,
and it's different prep for the teams too than what they normally do.
Yeah.
All right. Well, good talk with you, Coach. Congratulations on that win. Good luck next week.
Thank you, Coach. I appreciate everything y'all do for us.
I think you've
All right,
been
see,
on.
Coach.
All right. That's Coach Robinson, and we're going to take a commercial break right quick and come back and talk a little bit about region standings.
Six-function multi-pro tailgate, available only on the next generation GMC Sierra.
Of the many forces of nature that threaten our homes, one of the most menacing strikes without warning. Sound or fury. They're termites, and they cause billions in damage homeowners insurance won't cover. Fortunately, Termador protects before termites become a problem. Because there's no forecasting when termites will strike.
Call Target Pest Control for a free termite inspection of your home. We aim to please.
With your Citizens Bank and Trust digital wallet, your busy life just got a lot less complicated. As a community bank, we know our customers. They're our neighbors and friends, and we know your banking needs. It's easy to use. Simply hold your phone up to the terminal at checkout. It's right there when you need it. No more searching for your cards. Citizens Bank and Trust. Small bank, big difference. Member FDIC. Third-party fees for data, messaging, and internet may apply.
All right. We're back now. We're going to talk a little bit about region standings. We're sort of looking over and discussing it, but let's start with the 2A opponents up there, Aliceville and Cold Springs.
Well, I'd say Aliceville's wrapped up probably more than likely that number one slot. They got Summerton Christian next week. Other than that, it's still a pretty heated, contested race. Cold Springs has battled back in it. I got them with 1 region loss and Sulligent with 1 region loss.
Yeah, but Cold Springs and Sulligent head to head. I think Sulligent, didn't they beat Cold Springs earlier?
Well, it might be. I may have that one down wrong. It may be with 2 losses with Cold Springs. I have to double check that one. But 2, 3, and 4 still to be determined in that region, regardless. But Aliceville looking like they're going to wrap up that region title in regards to that. And Sulligent probably going to be that number 2. Cold Springs number 3.
No, Cold Springs and Sulligent haven't played yet.
That's what I thought. Okay, so they each one loss piece.
They could actually be playing for number 2 slot.
Could be playing for the number 2 slot right there, and some folks would give Sulligent a leg up on that, but I've seen Cold Springs play 2 or 3 times so far this year, and they got a good ball club and can play with anybody in that region, and they proved that against Aliceville. So I think that would be one that if they do what they're supposed to do between here and there, that'd be one worth going and seeing and watching. And
especially if the Cold Springs beats Tarrant this week.
Yes.
Okay.
And of course Tarrant's still right there in the thick of things too. 2A Region 7, Addison has played themselves back into good shape and possibility of hosting a playoff game, because right now you got Red Bay, number 18 in 2A. 4-0 in that region, and you got Addison right behind them at 3-1. Of course, their lone loss has come to Red Bay.
Right.
And you got Colbert County in there at 3 as of right now, but Sheffield only has 2 losses, and them and Colbert County play next week. So that'll have an impact on 3 and possibly 4 right there.
Okay. I think Red Bay has already played Addison, Colbert County, and Sheffield. So those, I think, are the ones that's going to be at the head of the class.
Yes, I agree with that.
Yeah.
I agree with that.
So I think Red Bay right now, I think, is pretty much locked up, number 1, because they beat Addison. And then Addison is in pretty good shape for number 2.
Pretty good shape for number 2.
Yeah.
They got Tharptown next week, and I know you got to play the game, but really and truly they'll be a heavy favorite going into next week.
All right, Region 3A, 5.
All right, 3A, 1 and 2 probably decided right there tonight. You got Fultondale that upended midfield, both of them undefeated coming into tonight. Fultondale looks to have locked up that number 1 seed, pending just a late season meltdown here. Midfield probably sliding in there at number 2.
Yes. So it'd be Fultondale midfield, be the host 2 schools. And then you have a possibility. Vinemont made a huge step tonight on
forward
possibly
tonight,
being number 3.
And, could take another big step next week. You got J.B. Pennington.
They made a big step tonight also to keep themselves in it. Had they lost, they were out. But them and Holly Pun and Vinemont are all sort of vying for that 3rd and 4th spots.
Well, you got Locust Fork in there too, and even Locust Fork losing tonight at Vinemont, they're still in the thick of things too, in regard to that. So, that region right there may come down to that last week of region play before it completely gets ironed out in that playoff picture.
All right, Good Hope. They won tonight, and they've got Curry next week. That should be a good possibility of a win, so they should be in good place for the number 2 spot, shouldn't it?
Well, I think it's going to come down to them and the Fayette County game. I think that game right there is going to decide number 2. You got Fayette County will host Haleyville next week. Of course, Haleyville's played everybody tough, even though the record doesn't indicate that. But Good Hope tonight beats them on the road 17-11. But Fayette County, should they beat Haleyville next week, and Good Hope do what they should do with Curry, then that puts a big game at James Shable Stadium the following week, where they'll host the Fayette County Tigers, and winner will be the host of a playoff game.
We're going to have to cut this short, so the next ones we talk about there.
Well, region 4A Region 7, it's in just chaos right now.
Yeah, but Fairview has put themselves in a really good position.
They have.
there.
They're in good position.
Yep.
Go to Randolph next week, and Priceville will be at DAR, and then you got Danville, St. John Paul second. So, a lot of things still to happen, but each team controlling their own destiny there. They just need to win.
Had a big upset with Russellville losing to Hamilton, but the only local team in that was West Point. West Point's probably out of the playoff picture.
Probably, it all hinges on what they do the remainder of the year and what Lawrence County does, because Lawrence County right now head-to-head has West Point, because they defeated West Point earlier.
All right, and then Cullman and Hartsville play next week, and the winner of that has a good chance to be number 3.
Yes, winner of that probably number 3. Loser, of course, be number 4. And then Athens and Muscle Shoals, winner of that one is region champ.
All right, unsung heroes right now coming up is EMS workers. Here with our unsung heroes, and that would be the people that take care of any serious injuries or anything that happen at the ball games. And we have Ronnie, Karen, and Billy. These are the 3 main ones. They're here with their rescue truck, and they're going to be here throughout the ball game. And if any serious accidents occur, they will be there to help out them along with the athletic trainers. But we appreciate what y'all do. And what do you do now?
On calls.
On calls. All right. Billy is the main guy, because he tells them what to do, right? All right. He takes care of the lot. Okay, and how long have you been doing this?
Maybe 17 years.
17 years of service. And 4 years. 22 years? 4. All right. 4 years of service. And we appreciate what they do, because it makes everybody just a little more comfortable knowing that if there is a serious injury, and it don't happen very often, but when it does, we need somebody there to take care of it. And these people do that. We appreciate it.
Of the many forces of nature that threaten our homes, one of the most menacing strikes without warning. Sound or fury. They're termites, and they cause billions in damage homeowners insurance won't cover. Fortunately, Termidor protects before termites become a problem, because there's no forecasting when termites will strike.
Call Target Pest Control for a free termite inspection of your home. We aim to please.
First 6-function multi-pro tailgate, available only on the next generation GMC Sierra.
At Citizens Bank and Trust, your security is our top priority. Online statements eliminate the risk of your financial information getting lost in the mail. The statement can be viewed online at home or on the go, and you'll receive your statements faster each month. Plus, signing up is easy. At Citizens Bank and Trust, your security is our priority. Citizens Bank and Trust. Small bank, big difference. Member FDIC. Third-party fees for internet messaging and data may apply.
All right, here we are again. We're going to take a quick look at the county schools schedule for next week. Coach, you got those?
Yeah, we got Cold Springs going to host Tarrant. Addison will be playing host to Tharptown. Hanceville will be at Fultondale. Holly Pond's got a bye week. Vinemont will be at J.B. Pennington over at Bluntsville. Good Hope will play host to Curry. Fairview is on the road at Randolph. West Point will be host to Corner next week. And, of course, big rival game, Cullman will play host to Hartsville.
Okay. Now, SEC games for tomorrow. We're going to have to hustle through these, but October the 12th, Alabama is in College Station against Texas A&M.
Roll Tide.
I'm going with the Tide myself. Arkansas is in Lexington to play Kentucky.
Kentucky.
I'm going to go with Arkansas. I think they're coming around. Florida is in Baton Rouge to play LSU.
LSU.
Me too. Georgia is in Athens hosting South Carolina.
Georgia.
Okay. Kentucky is in Lexington. We saw that one. LSU. Ole Miss is in Columbia with Missouri.
Missouri.
Okay. And Mississippi State is in Knoxville to play Tennessee.
Flip a coin.
I'm going to go with Mississippi
I'm
State.
going Mississippi State.
Okay.
Mississippi State.
All right. And Vandy's playing UNLV in Nashville. I'm going to go with Vandy.
I'll go with Vandy.
Okay.
UNLV's got a new quarterback.
All right. Well, that just about wraps it up for us, and y'all can check out our knowledge of the SEC tomorrow. But see you next week for some more of Beyond the Scoreboard.